What's going on today, guys? I'm Rachel, this is Keto Uncut, and today we're making a strawberry buttercream frosting. Check it out. There's almost no explanation needed for this recipe. All of your non-keto friends and family will not even believe that you're serving them up a low-carb treat. For real, they're gonna think that you fell off the keto wagon. So let's break this recipe down. Most fruit on the keto diet is pretty much a no-go due to their high sugar contents. But berries are still on the menu. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries, they all have relatively low carb counts. That means that strawberries can easily fit into the keto diet. We're using real strawberries, so there's no artificial flavorings or weird extracts or anything like that. It's summertime while I'm making this, so while I'm using fresh in-season strawberries, you can use frozen strawberries and they work just as well. So what do we do about the sweetener? I got my hands on Lakanto's powdered Monkfruit sweetener, and this one is twice as sweet as sugar. Make sure you see the 2X on the label. Lakanto is the bomb. This non-GMO blend is made up of monk fruit and erythritol. It's a 2-to-1 substitute to traditional sugar, and it's of a confectioner's consistency. This makes it perfect for frostings because it dissolves instantly with no grittiness, and a little bit goes a long way. So a traditional strawberry buttercream frosting can be made several different ways. One way uses freeze-dried strawberries. We're not going to be doing that. Some use artificial flavorings. We already said we're not doing that. Some traditional recipes use a strawberry jam. We're not going there, but close. By pureeing the strawberries and then reducing them down to a paste on the stove, we can achieve all of the flavor without it being too runny. This with the powdered sweetener, we can achieve the best consistency possible. This frosting is perfect for piping as well. I have a cheap little piping kit that gets the job done, but you can totally just spread the frosting on your cupcakes or cake with a butter knife. This frosting is for 12 cupcakes. You could stretch the frosting out amongst 18, I suppose, but why the heck would you? If you're like me, it's all about the frosting. Today we're not making the actual cupcakes from scratch. You can use your favorite low-carb chocolate cake recipe if you'd like, or there's some great store-bought options. I left it up to Swerve Sweets chocolate cake mix. It's super simple. You just add eggs, oil, and water. Bake those bad boys for like 15 to 20 minutes and then set aside. By leaving all the heavy lifting to Swerve, we're not stuck in the kitchen all dang day. Pro tip, I like to add Lily's dark chocolate chips to every cupcake. So pour the batter in and then mix in 15 chips per cupcake and then bake. 15. Very specific. A couple items that you'll be sure to need are a blender or a food processor. I have a Ninja blender and I absolutely love it. It's got this spout so you can pour it out, and then you can also take the blade completely out to get everything out of the blender. It also has a smaller attachment that's perfect for bulletproof coffees. Next, you're going to need a sieve, sifter, strainer, whatever they're called. You need something to get the seeds out of the strawberry puree. Also, you're going to need a non-stick pan to reduce it down, and then also a hand mixer or stand mixer to fluff up our frosting. For our ingredients, we are going to need 1 pound of strawberries, fresh or frozen, 1 cup of unsalted butter, softened, so just leave it out for a couple hours, which is actually 2 sticks or 16 tablespoons, 1 cup or 192 grams of Lakanto's powdered monk fruit sweetener, 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So let's get started. All right, guys, first step is to, if you have fresh strawberries, destem them and set aside a couple of cute, pretty strawberries, and those will be for decorating the top of the cupcakes once they're done. Look for the cute ones. All right, we're gonna pop these in the blender and blend until smooth. Okay, next step is to pour the strawberry puree through your sieve strainer sifter into a bowl, and then we are going to use a spoon to push it through, and this will leave a seedless puree in the bowl. All right, as you can see, I got most of it out. Now I'm making a mess. Okay, so by starting with a pound of strawberries, we should end up with about 7 to 8 ounces of seedless puree. So let's see what we got here. We've got about 8 ounces, so that's perfect. So we've got the strawberry puree in a nonstick pan, and we are going to reduce it down on the stovetop, low, medium-low heat for about 15 to 20 minutes to get it down to a paste. It's going to darken in color, it's going to thicken up, and it's going to kind of look like a jam without, all the sugar added. Alright guys, now that we have the strawberry paste, I threw it in the freezer because we cannot add it to the frosting without it being completely cooled. You see me? This big boy wants to help. For the buttercream frosting, we are going to add 2 sticks or 16 tablespoons of softened butter. Oh, very softened. 1 cup of Lakanto's Monkfruit sweetener, powdered and twice as sweet as sugar. Make sure it says 2x on the package. So 1 cup is 192 grams. Whoopee. Alright, we are going to give this a good mix until it's nice and fluffy. First, I'm going to mix it a little bit with my spatula, just so the powder doesn't go flying and we lose any of it. We're going to blend this up for a little bit. Let me get down the edges a little bit. Ooh, nice and fluffy. Okay, now that the strawberry paste has completely cooled, mix it up, make sure that none of it's hot, the middle isn't hot. If it's any warmer than room temperature, it's gonna melt your frosting and you don't want that. So now that this is completely cooled, we are going to add all of it to the frosting. We're also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Steady. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to stir this up a bit. Now you're going to blend until it's fully incorporated. Look at that. It smells great. We did it! Next, we are going to put the buttercream frosting into a piping bag, and then we are going to frost some cupcakes and give these puppies a try. And as you can see, I put the piping bag into a tall mason jar, and that makes it really easy to fill up. Whoops. Oh yeah. So now we've got our icing in this piping bag. I wanted to take a moment and show you how cute this is. You bake it and then you can take it. Usually when you make cupcakes, how do you transport them without them flopping all over the place in the car and you ruin them and then icing goes flying? You can bake the cupcakes in the pan and then you have a lid to store them. And not only that, on top is a cupcake stand. You can build this up and present your cupcakes on a super adorable stand that comes with it. You know those infomercials where everybody's flopping around and chopping their fingers off and stuff? That was me with transporting cupcakes before I got this thing. So if they need anybody for their infomercial, I'm your gal. We are going to frost a couple of these. If you're divvying up between 12 cupcakes, then that means each cupcake is going to get about 40 grams of icing. So I like to put the cupcake on the scale, zero it out, and then put the frosting on and stop at 40 grams, and you've got a perfectly portioned cupcake. Comment down below if you're supposed to ice from the inside out or the outside in, because no matter what, I don't do that great. That's only 30. 43, that's too much. Oh well. Woo! Finally did it. Alrighty, now that I got a couple frosted, I'm going to show you what I do to decorate them. I have those strawberries from earlier, remember? I have them sliced in half, and half of the cupcakes I'm going to put slices of strawberries. And then the other half, I'm going to sprinkle some Lily's dark chocolate chips on top. Ooh. How are you not going to impress people? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing, and I did this. That's great. All right, so I guess there's nothing left to show except for me giving one of these puppies a taste test. Do I want chocolate chip? Do I want strawberry? I went for the strawberry first, so I feel like that's what I want, going for it. Also, you're going to want to store these in the fridge, and the buttercream frosting will become a little bit denser and harder when it becomes cooler, just like butter always does. If you're bringing them somewhere and setting them out, you know, 15 minutes go by, they're going to be just like this, just perfect. All right, eating on camera. That's ridiculous. People are not going to believe that this is keto. They're going to be like, oh, carb loading again. Look at those cupcakes. She's off the wagon. It is the perfect amount of sweetness. It's not over the top. You get to taste the creaminess of the butter. There's no cooling effect that erythritol on its own can do. The Lakanto with their Monkfruit and erythritol blend is perfect. And it's perfect that you use the twice as sweet powdered because there's no grittiness whatsoever. Ridiculous. That should not even be in this apartment. Maybe don't make these because these are dangerous unless you have more control than I do. Because I don't have that much control. Wow. You guys have got to try this. This is outstanding. All right, guys, the nutritional info is based off frosting for 1 cupcake, assuming that you frosted 12 cupcakes. And we're talking about just the frosting, not the cake part. 1 serving is 139 calories, 17.4 grams of total carbs. We're deducting from this 0.4 grams of fiber and 16 grams of sugar alcohols, equaling 1.0 net carbs. There's also 16.1 grams of fat and basically no protein, 0.1 grams of protein. Linked down below are some of the utensils and appliances that we used, including my scale and my Ninja blender and this bacon take. Also linked down below is the Lakanto powdered Monkfruit sweetener, 2 times as sweet. By using the links down below, Amazon throws me a couple cents for every sale that gets made. That's what's going to help keep this channel running, so by doing so is greatly appreciated. Check out my website, ketouncut.com, for all of my recipes and blog posts. Here you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like and comment down below. Let me know what you think of it, and also here you can request for future recipes. I'm coming out with 3 videos a week with all things keto, so subscribe with notifications to make sure you stay in the loop. Thanks so much. I'm Rachel, this is Keto Uncut, and we'll see you next time.